This is Kermit Ruffins. Kermit Ruffins is a trumpeter. Yeah, let's start this. He likes to smoke out and eat a lot of barbecue. He's an awesome trumpeter. He's sort of one of the newer was one of the first of the newer generations that embraced hip hop and all kinds of cool stuff. So we'll just jump through some of these songs just to give you guys a quick intro, then you guys can listen to them later. So this is a song where he's playing a live recording and he's just riffing, he's just going off. So the audience is sitting there and he's just saying, "Hey, what do you guys?"
Are y'all ready for this? I can't tell. Are y'all ready for this?
His famous phrase is "for sugar."
Yeah. Peep this out. What is New Orleans? What is New Orleans? New Orleans is red beans and rice on a Monday night. What is New Orleans? New Orleans is Creole gumbo, filet gumbo, Cayenne gumbo, chicken gumbo.
So he just goes on.
Smoked sausage gumbo.
So he's talking about all the different places. He's talking about places. He'll talk about food. And he's
what
just
is New Orleans?
Talking off his head.
New Orleans is.
So this is a Randy Newman song. Randy Newman, who is from Louisiana, moved to Los Angeles when he was young, and then would go back to spend summers or whatever it was in Louisiana. So this is a song about
what has happened down.
So this is a song about the giant floods in the Mississippi, on the lower Mississippi, that flooded out lots of farmland and people, that led to people pushing for the leveeing, the artificial leveeing of the Mississippi River that is the epicenter for most of our problems that we're having now with wetland loss. But this is a story about that story, about that flood, but it rings true with a lot of what's happened since.
Is the winter change. Clouds roll in from the north and it start to rain. Rained real hard and rain for a real long time. 6 feet of water in the streets of Evangeline. River rolls all day, the river rolls all night. Some people got lost in the flood. Some people got away all right. River has busted through, clear down to Plaquemines.
Plaquemines Parish is where we'll be for some workshops.
6 feet of water in the streets of Evangeline, Louisiana.
So the story, what happened there was the river is swelling, right? And it's getting higher and higher, and people are worried that it's going to flood New Orleans and the wealthy folks' land. So they basically go and dynamite the levee elsewhere so that it releases pressure in the river so it doesn't overtop near where the powerful people are. So what it does do is it does flood the sharecroppers' land. And so what these folks did was go and actually force these sharecroppers to sort of hang out in the levee and do all this horrible work, and it was a messed up thing. And it provided the context for a lot of the conspiracy theories that you hear in Hurricane Katrina, and people saying that people actively dynamited things to harm poor neighborhoods. So that's Louisiana 1927. This is our friend Paul Sanchez. Great book, 9 Lives. Paul Sanchez and a bunch of people turned this into an opera. This book about these different people's lives intersecting before and after Hurricane Katrina in New Orleans. And so this is one of the songs about the Lower Ninth Ward.
On Desalon Street,
John Boutte, a really incredible
life rolled by
like a great slow
So
move.
they're singing about the 1960s, 50s, and 60s before times.
I knew every pebble, every live oak tree, everything I could see and feel.
Life across the canal
Industrial canal you're talking about?
was heaven for folks from the country. Lots were jungly, big enough for chickens. Pig, goats, and horses, big enough for wishing. Neighbors knew each other so well. We talked.
So that's that. Here's another. This is an example of maybe a little bit more straight ahead rock kind of stuff. And so this is a song called "How's Your House." So this is a play on right after the storm. Everybody's wondering how you're doing. So one of the things people say, like, so how you doing? So how's your house? So that's what this song is about.
All right.
Feelings and people's feelings from New
This
Orleans.
is Grayson Capps. This is a singer-songwriter who was dispersed, as many people were after Katrina, and this is a cool acoustic set he did.
Lived 20 years down in New Orleans, Louisiana. I called it my home. Then came the hurricanes of 2005. I left New Orleans and I left my home. Now Earl's somewhere in South Carolina, and Josh went out west with his family. I got a phone call from Dawson in Denver, Colorado, and me, I moved to Middle Tennessee.
This is a benefit song Harry Connick Jr. did, just about. I was playing this earlier for you guys about the so-called. We'll talk about this next time about New Orleans elevation being low.
Take me
And so this is him singing about
to the city,
his history.
beneath the sea.
So he apprenticed to some of the most famous piano players of the time. So his father was a big, powerful guy,
and the
Harry
music
Connick Sr.
will let me
in New
be.
Orleans. And so he grew up with
You
a
can
lot of
find
privilege,
me
but he
on the
intentionally
neutral
sought out all
ground,
these great musicians and learned how to play
on
the
the
piano
corner
incredibly well.
of Florida Lee.
Obviously, Louis Armstrong. This is the classic. Almost everybody will play the song.
Gonna play, do you know what it means to miss New Orleans?
So I should say, New Orleans claims Louis Armstrong is their son. He was born there. He grew up there. Much too much of a gentleman to talk about it a lot, but he would never return to New Orleans because of the racism he felt and injustice he felt. But it's interesting that New Orleans claims him as their own, even though he left when he was young and never. He went to Chicago and elsewhere. So Alex McMurray is a guy that moved.
Stop clocks right twice a day, but here it isn't so. Your clock somewhere on the neutral ground between here and Thibodeau.
Thibodeau's another town in.
Gravity's got no
Yeah.
business here. Red, crying like a kid.
Okay, this is is a song that's about, we're talking about those social aid clubs. So this is a song about those guys. I don't know why these speakers are popping like this.
Well, I passed by this little place a time or two before, and I liked the words they had painted on the door. Social aid and pleasure club.
Okay, this is a great band. I've never seen a full set by them. I've desperately wanted to. This is Johnny Sketch and the Dirty Notes. So I first heard these guys when the very first New Orleans trip. I'll tell you that story. But we went to a place that we'll go called Rock and Bowl, and we got there and it was totally empty. And I thought, oh man, this place sucks. And then Kermit Ruffins came on stage. It was Kermit Ruffins, his bass player, and his drummer. And there was maybe 40 people in this huge place. And we're like, man, what's going on? And then as they started playing, more people started showing up. I was like, hey, what's up? Those guys got beads on. That's kind of weird. They're white and green beads. I'm like, that's weird. And then all of a sudden, all these people started showing up. I was like, what's up? And then I realized it was St. Patrick's Day. So we are also traveling on St. Patrick's Day, so we have to be careful. And I'll just say it's a large party celebrating the Irish heritage of New Orleans. And so then by the time I realized what was going on, I was like, oh no, we gotta go. And the students were like, whoa, this is great. And they're all everywhere. I'm like, no, we gotta go. We gotta do work tomorrow morning. And so this one guy says, attempting to, he actually just emailed me of all things a few days ago. He said, oh, you gotta come down and hear this. So he introduced me to this guy. He goes, you gotta hear these Johnny Sketch and the Dirty Notes. And I said, no, I got to find my students. And they were clearly trying to delay me so I wouldn't grab the students and take everybody else. But he takes me onto his truck and he plays this album Bandicoot for me, and it's a really good song. So this is a classic New Orleans song. So these guys, like sort of straight ahead funk type stuff. And this is a song about the phrase you heard me. That's what this song is about. So, yeah, these guys are great. The last, I almost saw them one time at this one place, and then I had to go to John Lambrino's from the airport, and I had to
There's a
leave,
dude speaking clear.
and
In
then
fact, he's
almost got in
screaming
a
my
fight
ear.
with
He says,
an
you heard
Orleans
me?
guy.
Anywhere you may be in the city
So I
New
never made it
Orleans,
back
it's
in
a certain
time to,
guarantee to
not
hear
get
you heard
arrested,
me.
but I,
Cause it ain't Hollywood and our grammar ain't
never
good. But if you're
did
chilling in
Johnny
our
Sketch
hood, you
and
say
the
you
Dirty
heard
Notes.
me.
Okay, here is some
On your
Zydeco.
family day, put his down and drop.
So again, this is Zydeco, this is country, like, Louisiana country music, right? So this is dancing music, supposed to dance to this. A lot of this is particular music, right? So people will come to this in cowboy boots and cowboy hats and the cowboys. So in French, right? So again, the Acadian influence. So mostly singing, or a lot of singing in French. So accordions, fiddles, blockboard you hear. And then here's another Zydeco song, but in this case, it's a little bit. It's a classic song. This guy's looking for his girlfriend, wife. Then the classic cornbread. This is a perennial favorite amongst the guys. Okay, this is rockin' Sidney Bechet. Again, accordion, dancing music. This guy's singing about a lady's butt.
Don't mess with my tutu. Don't mess with my tutu. Now you can have the other woman, but don't mess with my tutu. When she was born in a bird suit, the doctor slapped her behind.
So then we have Three Dozen Brass Band. So one of the many modern brass bands we have that do very well these days. And this is a song with Chuck D. Again, a post-New Orleans thing. Okay, this is also a post-New Orleans thing about folks coming back after the floods. So this is Dr. John, which is a classic New Orleans guy. Came out to LA in the 70s and played in a lot of funk bands and stuff, and then went
Gone back home, G90 to the land of the beautiful queen. Gone back home to my baby, going back to New Orleans.
With the Neville brothers. We have several sort of musical dynasties in New Orleans. The Neville.
On the tip, here come the Neville brothers.
One of the most famous. And this is Snook. So this is one of the classic blues guys.
I was down to St.
Singing the classic song. So this is him going to get his dead wife from the
See
hospital.
if my baby there. She was stretched out on a long white table. So sweet, so cold, so fresh.
So straight ahead blues.
Let her go, let her go.
This is a more modern blues sound. This is Irma Thomas.
When it rained 5 days and the skies turned dark at night. When it rained 5 days and the skies turned dark at night.
So Professor Longhair, probably one of the most influential pianists in the last century. So that rolling piano, classic. So more of a sort of straight ahead, maybe traditional stuff. This is the kind of stuff maybe your parents would be more familiar with.
Would you like to swing on a star? Carry moonbeams home in a jar
So
and
classic
be
swing.
better off than you are? Or would you?
These are I got this one years ago off these guys off the street, and I have no idea who these people are. But it's a great song. I can't find out anything about them. Like classic New Orleans street musicians. Okay, this is the Dixie Cups. So another classic song. So in this case, these guys were making all these, doo-wop songs and such, and they're in a break, and they started singing, and just like blah 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 blah, and they were singing a song that they used to sing back home, and the engineer said, "What the hell is that? What did you do?" I said, "Oh, we're just screwing around." I said, "No, hey, do that." And so he starts recording them, and they don't have any percussion, so they just start playing on the flipped over ashtray. So that's what this song is.
Rolling on 5. Just move back and step, and Rose move back. Here we go.
1, 2, 3.
This is about Mardi Gras and the Mardi Gras parade.
My grandma and your grandma were sitting by the fire. My grandma told your grandma,
Yeah,
I'm gonna
talking
set your
smack.
flag on fire. Talking about hey now, Aiko ande, Giacomo Fino hanane, Giacomo Finane. Look at my king all dressed in
They're
red.
talking about the king of their crew.
I bet you $5 he'll kill you dead. Giacomo Finane.
talking smack,
Talking about hey now, Aiko ande, Giacomo Fino hanane, Giacomo Finane. My flag boy and your flag boy.
So these are all different parts of the parade.
My flag boy told your flag boy, I'm gonna set your flag on fire.
So this is the original a cappella version they recorded. And all kinds of other people after this have recorded. So to give you a flavor, this is the same exact song. This is the a cappella version, the Dixie Cup. Here's Henry Butler's modern take on it. So same song. The same song, it's just a different arrangement with pianos and drums and stuff. So we also have a lot of cool hip hop that's come out of New Orleans. Unfortunately, it's really hard to find but appropriate songs I can play for you guys. There's a lot of great songs, but I'm sure someone will be offended if I put this is a good representation of the genre. Some of the different neighborhoods in New Orleans, we'll talk about this next time. But we don't have neighborhoods in New Orleans, we have wards. Those are voting districts. So that's what it is, some of the different wards. And so we see more Kermit Ruffins, other folks have been in recent, last decade or two, mixing more hip hop into jazz stuff. And so this is an example of that. Again, another take on post-Katrina, going back to New Orleans. You guys see that. You guys are getting tired. So Deacon John, oh my God, I desperately wanted to hear a Deacon John concert. Never been able to make it to Deacon John concert. So this whole album is insane.
Come on, baby, yes, this is bliss. This isn't something I just can't miss. Come on, baby, let the good time roll.
So this is often called jump blues. It's kind of 50s.
Come on, baby, let's have some fun. Come on, baby, let the good times roll. Roll all night long. Come on, baby.
Okay, this is our good
You have to
friend
be
Paul
careful, 'cause
Sanchez.
boys will be boys and girls will be girls, but sometimes boys will be girls.
That's my favorite.
There was a girl uptown, she kept the lights down low. She kept her breasts taped down so they did not show. She had a daytime job, she had a daytime name, but her nightlife, baby, was a different game. Never the kind to wear a thrift store dress, she did it better in a suit and vest. She looked like a woman but dressed like a man. She looked like a woman but dressed like a man. Well, I was checking her out.
Anyway, so I've been trying to bring Paul out here a couple times. I was came really close to this fall, but I couldn't get IRA money. Hopefully in the fall we'll be able to bring him out to Channel Islands. But we'll definitely see him, hopefully, if he's in town, which I think he is. So this is Lottie. This is a classic old New Orleans song that Elvis covered. And then, a lot of Elvis songs came from this area, basically.
Well, please don't excite me, baby. No, it can't be me.
So this is an example of some of the social. So a lot of these songs are social commentary. And this one, this is playing off of Sputnik.
I never thought a rocket could reach the moon. A rocket to the moon. A rocket to the moon.
Alan Toussaint just passed away this last year. But incredible composer and arranger, piano player. So this is the Meters, the classic Neville band. So straight ahead fun. There's also the gospel traditions.
Tell him what you want.
So a lot of church music. One time my family was in town, I said, let's go to church. Okay, let's go to church. And it was a 3.5-hour church service. They sang a lot.
Oh, Jesus on the main line. Oh, Jesus on the main line.
There's another gospel song.
You better get in a hurry if you want to see Jesus. You better get in a hurry if you want to see him.
And then here's a sort of gospel song that these guys are arranging differently and to get a little more energy going.
I want that old time religion.
So another one of our brass bands, popular brass band.
Time religion, good for me.
This is John Boutte, the guy who was in that earlier song. Little short guy, amazing singer, super small dude.
If I live next door, if I live next door, we would sleep less, but you'd see me more. If I live next door.
Sort of straight ahead piano. So this is so we talked about the Nevilles, the Marsalises are another dynasty in New Orleans, and this is a great song. You guys listen to it all, you listen to it. But this is recorded. I think this was in New York. But this is Willie Nelson, and you guys, and you really get the sense of the conversation that these musicians can have together. So this is a band, and we'll just listen to it a second. So Willie Nelson's gonna start singing. And then Wynn's gonna come in, they're gonna start talking to each other musically, but then also
if I do.
classic blues song.
Some of these days, I'm going crazy. I'm gonna buy me a shotgun and shoot my baby. But it ain't nobody's business. Ain't nobody's business if I do. And if
Lucy is a really, really awesome singer who does a lot of older songs, sort of an older style, but does a lot of great
I
modern
should
songs
hate
too.
you, but I guess that I love you. You've got me running between the devil and the deep blue sea. I forgive you, but
Armstrong again. So classic, sort of early jazz with the Hot Five, which is one of his bands. And then this is a piano player. So this is a story about like a
She's
Romeo
a real
and Juliet
rich
kind of.
bitch from the Garden District, loving a boy from the lower Ninth Ward. Real rich bitch from the Garden District, loving a boy, hugging a boy, squeezing a boy from the lower Ninth Ward. And
Back again, y'all.
So this is Urban Mayfield, one of our good friends that we've actually brought to Channel Islands in the past with the New Orleans Jazz Orchestra. We'll hopefully see him again this trip. This is his Latin jazz group, Los Hombres Calientes, and this is, they're recording this, and then Kermit Ruffins came in the studio, and they get all crazy. Awesome song. The classic Mardi Gras kind of song. So Urban is an institution. He's a very smart businessman. He owns 3 clubs and is very much someone that's taken it on himself to try to make sure that he passes on the traditions to the next generation. He's done a lot for keeping music and related arts culture alive. Okay. So call and response. Another one of those old songs. So the New Orleans Jazz Vipers used to be an institution. I haven't seen them the last couple times, but they used to be a classic heavy rotation band in a lot of the clubs. The St. Louis Blues, another classic old song. One of my favorites, Louis Prima, came from New Orleans, trumpet player, very, very funny guy.
Down on the
passed away in
Mississippi
the 70s,
River in
but,
a knocked-out dive, I met a trumpet-playing character and man
married, I
alive.
think,
When he
4
began
times.
to
This
riff,
is
he
his
really
most
played
famous
it from the hip.
spouse
And when I
collaboration,
asked
Cuban
about his
Smith.
name, they told me that's the lip. Yep, 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 yep. No one plays high notes like the lip.
So
He's got a tone that's reminiscent.
Terrence, so this is part of a whole album that he wrote in the wake of Hurricane Katrina. Great straight ahead jazz. And then we'll end with Urban again. This is just so that is our playlist for this year. So